welcome to OMG Planners. It's Mabby, Nancy, and Molly.
Nancy coming in hot with the middle.
Okay, so we are here to talk about how to beat all or nothing thinking.
I'm hoping someone on the internet can actually tell us.
Oh my god, wait, Molly, can you get my Feeling Good book over there?
Yes.
I actually went to therapy yesterday and I was like,
Nancy
therapist,
with the research.
tell me what you know about all or nothing thinking. He pulled out this book and I was like, I own this book.
I'm loving the 80s vibes.
I know. And one thing that this book goes into is definitions of cognitive distortions. All or nothing thinking is a cognitive distortion. Your tendency to evaluate your personal qualities in extreme black or white categories. So how do y'all feel?
It's very much a perfectionist thing, as we all sometimes struggle with.
Because if you don't get it perfect, then it's a failure.
I told my therapist once, I hate the color gray. I only like black and white, which was really funny because I was in my like grayish decorating era, but I still was like, no, I don't like the color gray. Everything's gray. So I feel I understand that way of thinking.
Yes.
But I'm trying to be better about it.
Trying to
we're growing. That's what the whole thing's about.
If you mess up in some way or fall back into a bad habit, then that is who you are. And
that defines you.
That's
Whatever you are right now is
distorted.
who you are.
Yes. Yes. It's that like current
Forever,
feeling.
forever complex. If I'm sad forever instead of like, I just had a bad moment in a day. Oh, I like those images that you see that's like all the yellow dots and then one red dot or something. And it's like, that's a bad moment. But the whole day was
still a
like
yellow
the rest
dot.
of yellow dots. Maybe my algorithm knows that I'm cognitively unstable and gives me pointers.
Algorithm is the new therapist, apparently. If you say you're going to journal every day and then you miss a week, then it's like it's not even worth to go back to journaling again because like
Why
it's
should
been a
I
failure.
start? Or planner people. If you're like, this is going to be the year, I'm going to start the planner, and then you don't plan for a month, and you wait to get started for like 3 months. Then you're like, again, I spent whatever on this planner, and I'm not actually a planner. But it's like, no, you could just start in March, or April.
Right. Yeah.
Or just skip a week.
I want to know what areas of your life do you experience all or nothing thinking?
Parenting.
I think like exercise or, prioritizing other things over self-care. And then you're like, oh, now my self-care sucks. And it's like, then you're in that cycle.
The next day is even harder. I'm less motivated to then exercise. I'm like, well, I already didn't exercise yesterday.
Yeah.
Right.
And I ate all the cookies.
Right. Well, I already ate
do it with food.
a bunch of pizza, so then I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
I always think of that Nutri-Grain commercial from back in the day where it's like, if you start your day out with the Nutri-Grain, then you're just going to make better decisions. And
Oh my gosh, I would go into like
agree with
insulin
that.
shock.
I know.
If I started my day with
Nutri-Grain is just Pop-Tarts rebranded.
Yes.
But I do think about how some days I will start my day, I will eat a cookie or 2 or 3, and then the whole day is messed up.
That's probably the sugar. That's just a sugar thing.
Yeah.
It's science.
That's
just science.
Yeah.
But it messes with your brain.
Because science.
Yeah.
Brain is science too.
Brain is science.
Brain holds science. Brain is science.
I've seen that with laundry. Laundry can be all-consuming in my house because there's a bunch of us. Some people are like, I'm going to do it all on Sunday. Sunday's my laundry day. And that works for some people. But for me, if I try, or there have been times I've tried to be like, I'm going to do a laundry day.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't want to fold it all. Or then my people aren't home to do their own because they do their own.
Yeah.
But then they can't on that day. And then it's like, it just, rather than like, we're just going to do one load a day. Layla, it's your day. Woody, it's your day.
Yeah, I like that
Today's my
idea.
day. And then I did it, or it got done.
Yeah.
Check that. Great. But it took
Well,
a
then
long
you gotta
time
wait a
for
week.
us to get to that system to work and have it not be like me. Oh, I failed as a mom today because I didn't do my tasks of all the laundry because I'm just too tired to fold it all.
Yeah. All or
You know?
nothing thinking gets you to a spot like with laundry, for instance, where you just like quit. And then it's like self-fulfilling prophecy. So then like you totally fail. Like it takes away like the steps for learning and being like, okay, so that method didn't work. Why don't I try this method instead? And like experimenting until you find what fits for you and your your realistic life and schedule.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to talk about how you can use your planner to help you deal with all or nothing thinking or perfectionism or black or white thinking,
which is all
kind of encompassed.
Yes.
Similar thing.
I can't wait to chat about this. How many points do we have, Nan?
We have 10.
Whoo, she coming in hot.
Number 1, you need to have realistic expectations for yourself.
Yeah, and what you can get done.
Yes.
Okay.
That's kind of summarized by like when you get a planner and you're like, I'm gonna like do all the things.
4 projects at once and all these new things. And I'm getting up at 4 a.m. to exercise and I'm gonna habit track and I'm gonna have a morning routine and a night routine and I'm gonna write them down every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, y'all know.
That's exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do we say typically? What is Bree from ADHD?
One thing at a time.
One thing.
Yes.
Just like write the one thing.
So when you get a planner, that's maybe your one thing, and your second thing could be like writing your schedule in it. Just like maybe your exercise schedule or your work schedule in it.
Yes.
It's just like one thing at a time, and then you add more and you add more. And sure, that does mean maybe you're not using the layout to its full extent. But I promise you guys, you do it for 12 months, you will use the layout to its full extent eventually. You don't have to right away. Like there's this false urgency.
I love that. Do one thing and do it well before you add another thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes lowers that pressure. Mm-hmm. You know, you're doing it. I'm doing the thing.
Yeah.
I'm doing it consistently and well. Okay, I think I can now like add
the other thing. And it will take time and patience. And I think that's the hardest thing for people who are struck by perfectionism and all or one thinking is giving yourself the patience to get it the way you know it can eventually look.
So one way that you can do that, set not a low expectation for yourself for the day, but just like this is your baseline.
Obtainable expectation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Priority.
And it doesn't mean that like this is the only thing you have to do that day, but if it's the only thing that you get done, then like that's great.
Pretty good.
And that is setting a daily priority, which we can show in this layout that I did. This is in our new Undated Vertical Weekly.
It's so pretty.
And one of the best things about an Undated for you all or nothing thinkers is you could plan a whole month. And then maybe you plan your March, and then April you don't plan. That's fine.
Yeah.
You don't waste any space. This can just be whatever comes after April. May. This is for a lovely person named Desi.
Love Desi.
Desi used to be a stay-at-home mom, but her 2 kids are now in elementary school, and she decided that she wanted to go back to work part-time Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Love it.
And she is struggling with that though, because when she went back to work, she felt like she was dropping balls and
hard to get the balance.
What she does is she has her daily priority up here. And as long as she gets that done for that day, then like she can tell herself, you know what?
Job well done. Yeah, because if you look at these, like it's not like picked up playroom. It's okay if that doesn't happen.
Yeah. This brings us to another strategy. Strategy number 3 is you're doing a done list. This is kind of controversial in the Laurel Denise studio.
She snuck it in.
I think it would be good for somebody who really puts a lot of pressure on themselves with a to-do list. And maybe it's hard. This would be a good first step if it's hard for you to judge how much time you have in a day and how much you can actually get done. Start by making a weekly to-do list.
Okay.
These are all the things like maybe you want to get done that week.
I'm like, whoa, I added 4 more things to my day. I need to see it so I can be like, oh, I did get a lot done today.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need that visual representation to be like, good job, self.
Like you just make a larger list and then you pick it depending on the reality of your day.
Yes.
So that's what a done list is.
Yeah.
And I like this visualization of a done list rather than the article I read that was like you should write things down after you do them, and I'm like no.
How would you know what you need to do?
But I do that too, Mabby. After I just like accidentally do the thing, I'm like, oh, I did it.
Yeah,
I'm writing that down.
Yes,
hooray for
credit.
me.
Celebrate your accomplishments.
But it's that little bit of progress that I think is important.
So that covers our daily priority, a done list.
Okay.
And then we talked about the weekly list.
Okay.
Again, be realistic about how much stuff you actually can put on there. And if you don't know how much you can get done and you put a lot of stuff, then don't worry. You can like move some of that stuff to the next week.
Yeah. Because remember, that's your option list. Like, that's your stuff you'd like to get done this week. Any of your mega have to go in your priority.
And I think you can have more than one daily priority.
Me too.
I don't think that's...
Yeah, like I think for her, like bedtime and then sign up for soccer.
To help you organize that, we do have a PIP, pop-in panels. This would help you take your to-do this week list and be like, okay, what do I really have to get done this week?
Yeah.
What can I do maybe next week, later, or in the very far future?
I love that. Oops. That's not where it goes. It goes there, guys. Especially since some people might find that writing it on something separate than the actual weekly layout makes them feel better about moving it to the next week.
So for Desi, like buying a desk, maybe she doesn't have to do that this week.
Right, but soon.
Yeah.
I can go in her little soon guy.
But signing up for soccer, like, there's a deadline. She has to do that.
Yeah.
Mabby, you've talked about this. Scheduling self-care, establishing like a baseline of what you need to do for yourself that is going to make you be able to do other things.
I think it'd be cool to have that as a list to refer back to, because when you're trying to change like your mental pathways, for me, I have to like refer back to something.
Yeah.
And so writing that down, like what's my baseline self-care each month or in the back of your planner or whatever. And then like, did I do those things? And what's your like next level self-care?
Yeah.
And just like celebrate the months that you get that next level. You book the massage or the facial or whatever it is that you, or you like go on walks once a week, every single week or something, like longer walks.
Daily, I think that there are times that people may struggle with, it's 8 o'clock or whatever at night, and you still have all of these things on your to-do list, whether it's appropriately expected.
I like that.
Or not. But is it better to be like, I'm done for the day and there's value in rest, even if you're not sleeping yet, and just saying like, close the book. I've done enough. I'm good enough today. And that time frame of self-care, I think, is very valuable because it it feeds that meter for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are like, I just don't sit down and like, I don't stop. And then it's bedtime. And like, I do think you need to have that restorative energy to be able to accomplish the next day.
Like, even if the dishes aren't done, I'm going to sit down and puzzle. Sometimes,
and that's
something.
okay.
Sometimes it helps me to have somebody that I'm like modeling that does this well. And I'm like, well, that person would sit down right now despite the dishes. Like, they would take a rest. They would honor where they need to be and know that that thing can get done later. And that's sometimes that mimicking is good for that.
Yes. Like when I'm with my parents, my mom is really good about like going to bed on time and like exercising, and it's so much easier when you're around somebody like that. Now's my time to like go
do
for
that. Yeah.
Oh, I have to go to bed. It's like 9 p.m.
Oh yes, heck yes.
I kind of would even like to think that this base level self-care, it could be like a priority. Maybe in like a tougher time of life, it's like, nope, my priority for today is to like brush my teeth and take a shower. Like,
oh yeah, I had a friend who in newborn stage was like, all I have to do every single day is take a shower and blow dry my hair. That's all I have to do because it changes my whole life. Yeah. So literally that's all. And I was like, I love that for you.
Yeah.
I wish I had something that made me feel that way. Like, you know, that made me like, oh, maybe I should have showered every day. Maybe that would have happened.
That's going to bring us to habit tracking.
If I habit tracked the simple things I do, I would realize at the end of the month how much of it I actually do and how that means like I can give myself a check mark. Oh, wow. I tell myself I don't do anything, but this is like actual physical, tangible proof that I've done a lot of things. And like that's a lot of like little circles filled in. So that would feel really good.
I think you have to be careful with when you approach habit tracking and not look at it as an all or nothing, because it looks like it's a visual all or nothing. But you have to look at what the definition of habit tracking is. It's not do it every single day for 31 days. No, it's just track when you do it, and that is how you can then see the progress.
And build a habit.
And just be like, oh well, I did it 8 times this month. That's great.
I'm closer to making this an actual habit.
And the goal should never be maybe never be every single day. Like that's not an appropriate goal. Even in exercise or even in you know,
you could even write here the goal is not
I love that.
every day.
The goal is not
every single day.
And for some things and some people, the goal may be every day. Maybe this one, the goal is every day, right? But be very thoughtful and diligent on, is it actually the goal to do every day on each
or just
thing.
like 15.
Oh, it's like when my piano practicing. I don't have my goal in my head.
You write goal.
I wrote goal. Goal is 15.
Yeah, I think that's important to put.
Like maybe I'll use my habit tracker if I do that, and I don't even use it because I'm like I know I'm not
because
going
of
to
your
do
all
it
or
every
nothing
day.
mindset. Exactly.
Yeah.
And one way to go about it would be maybe this was Desi's first time using a planner, first time habit tracking. You know, she's not really like putting a lot of weight on this month.
Yeah.
She's just really actually tracking when she does something, and then next month she can be like, well, I moved my body 10 times this month. Gonna move it 12 times or 11.
12. Yeah.
Or 10 was good enough.
Yeah.
Or 10 was good enough. Yeah. Wow.
It's that phrase that someone said to me a year ago, and it stuck with me. And it's like, don't cause more harm than good. You're gonna go on vacation. You're gonna indulge. Just don't cause more harm than good, right? Mm-hmm. Like, reframe that and be like, vacation is okay to let go of those things and indulge or whatever, be lazier. Or look, you move your body maybe only 8 times, but that's not causing more harm than good.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Or doing your self-care, any of that. Reframe it.
You're good at reframing it.
Is that just like justification?
Well, that's
I started to question that recently.
I don't think so. I think reframing Old feeling David Burns, he freaking loves reframing. So
oh, he does? I just have to peek. I didn't know how old this was.
I know.
1980.
I knew it.
You called it. We just mentioned a lot of things. Don't cause more harm than good.
Yeah.
Having a mantra and then like keeping it in a prominent place in your planner.
The reminders. Like we've said a few. Like the goal is not every day. Choose progress.
Oh, like a monthly quote or a weekly quote would be really beneficial for somebody with all or nothing, because there's a lot of really good mantras out there.
Yes, there are. Yes.
And then another strategy that I thought of was...
This one is so good. I need this specific list.
It's actually kind of a play on cognitive behavioral therapy. One of the techniques in that is like, say your kid has a temper tantrum in the grocery store and it's really frustrating and you're like, I'm a bad parent, and you say that to yourself. CBT would say, no, write that statement down and then write down ways to challenge it. Are you really a bad parent? Were you at the grocery store buying like groceries for your kids to make a home cooked meal? Yeah. I know I have, my insecurities are always like, it's usually like work.
Yeah. Oh.
If I make a mistake at work or something, I say I suck at my job.
You should make a list in your planner of all the times Lolly made a mistake.
No,
and then you would feel bad.
I'm thinking we could challenge everyone's insecurities so fiercely.
I know.
And the goal is that you are able to do it for yourself. Yeah. So mine would probably say, I'm good at my job because, and then every day I would have to write down an example of why I'm good at my job. And this person, because she's back in her part-time job, she like is feeling like she's not a good mom. So there we go. Mabby had some good suggestions, like let myself drink my coffee in peace.
Yeah.
That's an example of Desi being a good mom.
Yeah, because she needed a minute and she got it.
Yes.
Rather than blow up on her kids. Yes. Yeah, okay. Love it.
What would be your list title?
I'm a good mom.
Mabby, would you
like, I'm a good decision maker.
I think about that.
Okay. I'm a good decision maker.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of pressure on me right now.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Before we move on to our back pages, this was a suggestion from Bree from Current ADHD Coaching. Lolly, what was her suggestion?
It was so cool. She said, break up your day into different sections so that if you don't get everything done in one of the sections, you start again in the next section. So if you have in the morning, you want to, whatever you do, it doesn't get done, you sort of mentally give yourself a fresh start at 12 after lunch. And then if like you're 12 to 4, you wind up binging Project Runway and you don't do anything else, then it's like, is that even a show anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was like, have you been in my apartment?
No, I love that. I looked at the logo for something the other day. Okay, so then you start again in your evening one. And, you know, and some days you're going to have all 3 of them aren't going to be good, but maybe the next morning is a new day dawns, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really cool idea to just like break it up and just try to really start fresh in that new part of your day. And I think you could visually organize your planner that way in sections of days, especially the vertical weekly.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, I can't find the exact one that where we did morning, afternoon, evening. I know we have it on the website on the how to use our planners page, but instead of clients here, you could write morning, midday, and evening right here.
I love that. I know for me with all or nothing, if I eat a really unhealthy breakfast, then I'll say this whole day is done.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat stuff that doesn't make me feel good or whatever.
And for some reason my brain's like, you'll restart tomorrow. And it's like, no, why couldn't I just restart right now?
Yeah.
Have a glass of water. And
brush my teeth, have a glass of water, and then like
do it.
So I love that. Sectioning your day. Maddie, what did you think of as your...
What was it?
It was moments when I've been mindful.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Like focus.
Yeah.
Like focus moments.
Playing one-on-one with Scarlett.
Rather than multitasking all of the people and the things at the same time. It's like, let me focus on this
one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, singular focus times or something.
And it's not just with a kid. It's just like with anything. Like I watered for an hour yesterday and it was delightful. And I just listened to my book. Or I do it with Scarlett every day or Gwen, like when we pick up from school. Each is in the car and so I can talk to each time. But it's more than that, so I can't put my finger on it. Okay. It's like you puzzle.
Yes.
Like a lot. You know, and that's an example of like I'm just gonna puzzle right now.
Yeah.
Okay, this brings us to our back pages. One that I didn't make in here, but we kind of talked about was the thought distortions and how you can write down a distorted thought and then...
Lies and truth.
Yeah, lie. The lie is that I'm bad at my job. The truth is that all of these other reasons.
You should start doing that because you like to challenge things.
I do.
And because you should use that as a superpower and write down whatever your distorted thought is.
Myself.
That love person said you had a distorted thought. You should write it down and then do all the challenging.
As we know, writing things down really helps
Kicks
cement
it in.
them. So
I feel like that's a bonus point.
Yeah.
Number 11. Just write it down.
Yeah. You could definitely keep that list in one of your back pages.
Totally.
Another list you could keep in your back page, which is kind of related, is an only compliments list.
I love this list.
Which Lolly came up with during our last YouTube. And this is where you write compliments from people that...
So when you're feeling down, you can remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all or nothing thinking, like we said, I mean, like it does, all or nothing. So like when you're in a nothing state, you can't remember all the good things, or the opposite opinion.
This is straight from my therapist too. He said part of all or nothing thinking stems from a low self-esteem. So it's really the like thought distortion, challenging, and the only compliments list. It's really about building your self-esteem. Ways I was a good mom this month. That's build your self-esteem. Especially pick that thing that you don't feel like you're good at.
Yeah.
And then prove yourself wrong.
How your planner helps you build your self-esteem.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
True. You could do that.
Yeah. Alternative title.
And then another way you can help yourself is keep a list of mantras that you hear in the back of your planner that then you can move to your main. Or you can just come back here and read your mantras.
Absolutely.
Back pages for the win.
Yay!
Well, I think that is it.
I think so too. I can't wait to hear other people's like experience with this or what they do. Send some of your like quotes or some, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And also remember that we are but humble planner people. We are not actually therapists, although we have therapists supporting us.
But we are not.
And we have this book.
And we have like life experience. But if you are feeling super down, you should call somebody.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Okay.
Lolly, do we have a sign off?
Oh goodness.
May your thoughts be realistic.
And your confidence be high.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm doubting. I'm like, it wasn't good. It wasn't perfect. I think my first one was good. Yeah. And then it was like, now we're doing this. And I was like, yee, I just had one.
All right. Bye.
I really like your purple.
Yeah, I was noticing that. Oh my god. Ready? You want to come up? Oh.
Are you gonna be our YouTube pop? Okay. You're so pretty.
Okay.
You're my super. Don't make me.
Okay, great. You got to get off now. What are you doing? Okay. Okay, Fred, you actually have to get off because we have to film this.